Okay, so this video is just me talking about how I feel like people forgot what the point of YouTube is, or like what the point of it was kind of when it started. I mean, I guess maybe the point of YouTube kind of changed over the years because, it's 20 fucking years old now, so, you know, maybe the point of it kind of changed, but, it's called YouTube for a reason. There's you in there for a reason. If it wasn't about you or whatever, it would just be called Tube. So, it's called YouTube because it's supposed to be you putting stuff out there that you did, like putting yourself out there. And it wasn't like the original slogan or whatever was broadcast yourself or something. I think it was. It's been forever since then, but you know, there was some shit like that before. But yeah, it's just like I feel like people kind of forget about that. And they feel like they need all this fancy stuff and like an editor and a team behind them, or they need this or that or whatever. It's just like, no, it's supposed to be you, and I guess whatever the fuck you have available, I guess. If you have just like your phone, you could easily just do videos on your phone or with your phone. You could just do that. Or like with me, where I have my PC here and I just have like OBS or whatever, you know, like whatever recording thing that I have on my computer, and then I can just use that and then record stuff on my computer, you know? And then, like, I don't really have any, like, super fancy microphone or anything. It's just whatever the fuck I have available and whatever I can afford, you know? I don't need all the fancy shit. Or, like, if I was gonna do something off my phone, and it's like I don't need a whole shit ton of fancy lights or anything. I can just use whatever lights I have, which might not be the best, but, it's still something, you know? It's better than just sitting in the dark and not having anything. So it's just like, you don't need all this fancy shit. Um, and then, yeah, like, even when there is channels where it's like this corporation or whatever, it's like a whole team behind it, I do feel like there's kind of a slight disconnect, even when they try to make it somewhat like, you know, they try to make it relatable and like put themselves in there or whatever, and still slightly disconnecting still. Um, like I was watching a game theory video recently, and it just like, I don't know, like I feel like old game theory, 'cause game theory's been a thing, been around on YouTube for a while, and like the old videos, like there's not much of this corporate feeling to it. Like it was just Matt Pat talking in a closet, and I mean, I think that was like that's been a running joke for the last however long, where he just sits in a closet and records himself talking. Um, so I would be kind of surprised if he stopped doing that actually, because I feel like that was just like a running joke, and it's just like you know he could still do that, right? But and then he left, and then I was watching one of the newer videos of game theory, and it just didn't feel the same. Like, I don't know if it's just because of a new host or because it's also like a giant team behind it too, but yeah, it kind of just made me a little sad. So that kind of made me think of doing this kind of video here. And then also something like, old Smosh, like new Smosh, um, is a whole team, and there's a bunch of different people, and Anthony and Anthony and Ian both left at some point. I think Ian went back, but I don't know if he's still there. I haven't watched Smosh in like a long ass time. But I grew up watching them, like their old shit of like their random like Pokemon stuff and whatnot, all that stuff. And, you know, they're just two guys doing YouTube, doing whatever the fuck shit. And it was kind of, stupid, funny shit. That kind of funny, whatever, where it's like also kind of just stupid, dumb, silly, whatever shit. And, it still worked though at that time. And then it got taken over by a company, and it did kind of, or like, I think it was like they brought more people in, and it just kind of, I don't know. And then they kind of started falling apart, and then Good Mythical Morning bought them so they could keep doing their stuff, which is cool. But also with Good Mythical Morning, like, I mean, I feel like they kind of still make it work, but it's still like a kind of a disconnect because it's still like a team and a bunch of people working on it. Like they still, add their own little things to it, put their personality into it, but it's still kind of just still slightly with a disconnect there because there's a bunch of people behind the scenes doing a bunch of stuff, so I don't know. But still like fun at least with Good Mythical Morning. I haven't really watched Smosh or whatever since they left, but I don't know if they're still like fun or whatever, or if I would even like watch that stuff or whatever. But yeah, I would probably I kind of want to go back to the old Smosh videos and check that stuff out because I kind of miss that stuff a little bit. It's been years since I watched those videos, so yeah, I grew up with YouTube because I was born in 2001, so it was like, a few years before YouTube started. And then, yeah, I grew up with Smosh and some other channels that were like really weird. um, but yeah, it was still kind of fun though. And then Anthony, he doesn't. I don't think he does Smosh anymore. I thought maybe he kind of went back for a little bit, but I don't remember exactly. But he does his own videos too now on his own channel, and even with this channel, like there's like a camera crew and stuff behind the scenes, and sometimes he talks to them on a video or two here and there, but like I haven't watched his videos in a little while, but when I did, however long ago, like he would sometimes talk to one of them or something, or say something about what someone did behind the cameras or something, but it's like he still makes it fun and whatever, but still just like gives off this, you know, corporate sort of thing. I don't know if corporate is really the right word because, these people aren't being like super shitty or anything. They're just have a team working on it, but you know, there's still that feel of this isn't just one person doing everything themselves. And doing everything yourself is kind of a lot, especially if you don't know how to do certain things. But it's still kind of like less personal, I guess. So, yeah, and then like I think having it be your channel and then having like maybe a couple editors, that's a little different, I think. Like having a whole like camera crew behind it, and like, you got your people who manage like the microphones and the cameras, and like they do all of this stuff, kind of like with Good Mythical Morning, where there's a bunch of people doing this thing, there's a bunch of people doing that thing, there's a bunch of people working on this thing over here. They got all these different people. I feel like that's having an editor too is a little different than having all those groups of people doing all of this other stuff. Like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, it's still just like their channel, but then there's like Mark has a few editors that edit a couple different videos. And then Jack is kind of the same, where he has maybe a couple editors doing a couple different things there. So like, I don't know, it's like not the same as having a bunch of different people doing a bunch of different shit. So I just like, I don't know. I'll still watch channels like Good Mythical Morning and stuff, and Game Theory and whatever, because some videos still interest me and whatever, but like, it's just less of a personal channel or whatever though, I guess. And I mean, YouTube does have whatever where it's like brand channel or personal channel, but I feel like personal channel is usually something where you're just like, oh, I'm just here to watch videos, and then brand channel is like, I'm gonna upload videos. I think that I feel like that's kind of the difference there. So I don't know, but I feel like YouTube is supposed to be like you doing stuff with what you have. And then there's also those people that are like making a bunch of shit with like AI, and it's just like, that's not you doing it. Like, people get AI videos, AI art, AI voiceover, AI scripts and stuff, AI thumbnails, AI titles and descriptions and shit. And it's just like, that's not you doing it. That's just you telling a machine to do it. That's the machine making those videos, not you making those videos. And like, even if the video might seem a little better, it's usually not that much better. It's usually shit compared to what a real person can do. Like, my videos might maybe shit, but they're not like shit like AI or soulless like AI. Like, I'm still a person doing this shit. I'm still a person doing everything here. Like, I'm the only one working on this channel. I don't have other people helping me. Like, it's just me working with what I have. And I feel like a lot of people forget about shit like that, where some people are just doing this with whatever that they have available, and I can't really do much else about that. Like, I can't really just go spend a bunch of money on a bunch of like high quality shit and like spend a bunch of money on like an editor, a mic, and like, all this shit. So it's like, I'm just doing with what I have. And that should be enough, you know? I shouldn't have it be all this like movie level shit with like, microphones and videos and cameras and lighting and everything. Like, it should just be enough to be me, you know? And like, there's always some stupid person being like, oh, why do you whatever with this? Why that? Why is your video like this? Why? And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you don't like that I'm just using what I have, then you can go be, you know, you can go suck the dick of someone who's a corporate shit. Like, you can go fucking bow down to the people that are, soulless and doing whatever bullshit, and then I'll still keep doing with what I have, because that's it. That's all I have. You know, you can fuck off and go be boring over there. You know. Also, I feel like a lot of the corporate whatever, like, they don't really have any personal whatever showing. Like, I mean, with Good Mythical Morning and everything, they still have like their personality showing. But I mean, I feel like that's just because they care. And also, Good Mythical Morning started out with just like them and maybe a couple other people. Um, so like, they kind of, I guess, get it. So I think they're still kind of whatever with that whole thing, but a lot of other channels are just like, don't care enough about putting themselves into their videos, putting themselves into their work. And it's just like, bruh, just supposed to be you doing whatever with the video, not just some boring bullshit that's has no soul to it, you know? And that's, again, like I'm against AI because there's no soul put into it. There's no real person there. Like you may have typed out some words and stuff for it, but it's still not human. It's not, there's no soul put into it. There's no heart put into it. Like if you just hand draw it, it may turn out shit, but at least it's better than whatever AI can put out there. Like AI shit is so shit looking and it has no soul. Like a fucking stick person is better than AI, you know? And like even if you have a shitty mic, like it's still better than whatever AI can do. Like, I feel like my microphone isn't that great, and a lot of people hate me for how I sound, but at least I'm not some AI robot that has no soul or personality. I still have that going for me. I'm still like I'm a person at least, And a lot of people want to act like I'm not a person, but they're pieces of shit and don't deserve to be here. So, you know, if you want to act like I'm a robot, then fuck you, get the fuck out. I don't need you. You're a piece of shit. So, yeah, a lot of people think I'm not human just because I'm autistic. And it's just like, you can just fuck off then. So, yeah, but I just wanted to kind of rant about this of how people don't get the point of YouTube, I guess. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess that'll be it for this video though. So, bye.